What's going on, YouTube? Tom here, and short answer to the question is the title: no, it was not a mistake. So, Dodge Viper. It's perhaps everyone's favorite sports car that you couldn't afford. Now, what it was: two-seater, V10 engine, lightweight, fast as hell, slightly dangerous sports car. Was it a mistake for Dodge to quit making it? And really, from an economic standpoint, no, because they only ever sold, at most, a few thousand Vipers a year. Whereas the Viper's number one competitor is the Corvette, always sells in the tens of thousands per year. So really, it wasn't, from an economic standpoint, it was not a mistake for Chrysler to stop making the Viper, just simply because they never made money on it. But why is that? Now, although it's fast as hell, and you had the last iterations of Viper had 640 horsepower, the reality was it was terrible to drive. You had a manual transmission only. That's all they ever made in the Viper, which, to be honest, it's not a mistake. It kept a lot of people out of it that otherwise just simply didn't know how to drive a manual. And that's not a problem when you really think about it, because it's faster, but you can't use it every day. It had a pretty difficult to drive transmission, and power-wise, you're always going to spin the tires with that much power. Now, I've never driven a Viper. Let me just go ahead and put that out there, and I'm sure most of you are going to talk shit about this in the comments section. Probably never driven one either, unless there's the one guy who actually has. If you have, go ahead and comment. But either way, that's pretty difficult to use every day. And the reality of a lot of these sports cars is a car has to be usable every day in order for it to sell. A Corvette, you can use it every day. Mustang, you can use it every day. Camaro, you can use it every day. I can go on and on about different cars you can actually drive as a daily driver. Viper, you just can't. You had side exhaust on the car, which is kind of a problem because you always you had to get out a specific way in order to prevent burning yourself on the pipes coming out of the side. Couple of years you had the Viper, they had rear exhaust, but you had an X pipe right under the passenger compartment. Problem with that was the car got really hot. So at the end of the day, it just wasn't that drivable either. And then an article I read a couple years ago said, what would they have to do to get Viper sales up? And of course, they said you'd have to do possibly a V8 one, or at least a less powerful model, and an automatic transmission. And of course, doing either of those things, it just wouldn't be a Viper anymore. So that's why they pretty much never did it. And the reality was, you couldn't. Just not to have the Viper. And of course, the Viper was an exclusive car, rather than a sales winner. Which again, not a problem when you factor in if you bought a Viper, you would be the only guy owning a Viper. In fact, the only time I've ever seen one use one as a daily driver was we actually do have a guy at my school who happens to be from one of the Middle Eastern countries where the main export is oil, and he does use a Viper. Not every day, because he's got multiple cars, but he has a Viper. And the first time I saw it, I was like, as a college kid, legitimately driving a Viper. So, although, is the Viper missed? Yes. Everyone misses the Viper. In fact, you had the Viper ACR, the most recent one, which pretty much was a very powerful, very capable track car. Let's face it, it's still pretty much the fastest thing ever around a road course. Of course, look at Chrysler, though. Or I should say Chrysler, period. I should say Dodge specifically. It's not a big focus for them anymore to go around corners, because you have the Hellcat, which came out. And my original impression of the Hellcat was, wow, they're making a Challenger. Because originally I thought it was only going to be a Challenger. They're making a Challenger with more horsepower than the Viper for less money. Interesting. Then they turned around and made the Demon, which, of course, hey, we can all have our opinions on that, right? It now has over 800 horsepower, so... And then, of course, it's for a straight line, not for a road course. It's Dodge. Clearly, they're going around corners is no longer a big priority at Dodge. So the Viper is missed in that regard. And of course, yes, it was, if you are patriotic for America, we are talking about a sports car that America loved. Pretty much now your only option is the Corvette. So, whichever way you look at it, kind of was a mistake for them to quit making it from a technological standpoint. From another standpoint, economically speaking, no. So either way, go ahead, leave a like for this video, comment below. If you would, please subscribe. I am trying to grow this channel. More videos are coming soon. Go ahead, do what you will. Give me a dislike even if you don't like the video. Leave me some hate comments. Doesn't bother me. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good day.